Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Ocean back with another Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I believe is the current best Hunter Arc 3.0 build there is. A couple days before Arc 3.0 actually came out, I went over a video of my top 3 exotics for the Hunter for Arc 3.0 that I thought were going to be, in meta. And so far, I've definitely seen those 3 kind of being used the most. I think Radiant Flux is awesome. It's really good if you guys are playing Mayhem right now. I mean, I'm sure you guys have dealt with a Hunter using Arc Staff, running around, dodging nonstop. Radiant Flux just increases the duration you can run around and dodge. Kind of a lot of fun, but I'm sure a lot of people found it annoying. The other one, Star Eater Scales. This one just increases your damage for your super good for the Gathering Storm, the Arc Staff Throw, and Explosions. Definitely good for that. But the Liar's Handshake is what I've found to be probably the best exotic there is right now for at least survivability. This this exotic arms, if you guys don't already know, using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. So this is really, besides the actual melee itself, are only 2 forms of healing for Arc 3.0. Combination Blow, a quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target, stacks 3 times, so you can Combination Blow times 3, that'll be max damage. Defeating targets with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. So getting the kill with Combination Blow can give you some health, and then using your cross counter can give you some health as well. So this is really our best defense for getting our health back. We don't have anything like Classy Restoration, which makes it a little bit more difficult, which is why you might want to focus on having a 100 resilience build, tier 10. That way you can have the most resilience, and depending on what activities you guys are going to be doing, you might want to change up your builds here. So if you know you're going to be facing a lot of solar or arc, you're going to want to use these, but you also have this chance at void resistance. You could do, 1 and 2, but if you double stack it, then this is going to give you the most resistance against solar and arc. So unless you're dealing with a ton of void, I would stick with these 2, or at least split it 1 and 1. But that's not all, guys. We are using the Ragnilde for 1-2 punches, which increases our melee damage. Hitting a target with nearly every pellet in a shot increases melee damage for a short duration. This just increases our melee and gets us more kills quicker, and we can just bounce around constantly. We typically are going to be using hands-on for this build. If you do a double hands-on, this is going to give you obviously the most super energy back, gain bonus super energy on melee kills, but depending on what activity you're doing, you might want to have a power weapon ammo finder on, but you obviously can do double hands-on to get your super back as quick as possible, which I like to use with this setup, the Gathering Storm. If I'm not using Radiant Flux, I don't like to be using the Arc Staff. Also, this gives us a little bit more distance. It's more burst damage. The Gathering Storm is more burst damage and distance, and still deals a ton of damage for bosses that will stay in kind of a one spot for a while. At the moment, we are using Spark of Resistance, Spark of Beacons, Spark of Volts. Finishers make you amplify, but I don't typically use the finisher. I actually took the finisher off. I moved it, I keybind it to something different, and Spark of Magnitude for our grenades. So when amplified here, your arc special weapon final blows create a binding explosion. Wonderful. This is the big one. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. Aspects, we're using Flow State, a Gleaming Amulet with, defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. While you are amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly, you are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. And Lethal Currents is my favorite one so far. After dodging, your next melee attack has an increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. That damaging aftershock is really good. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blinds them. So this right here gives us jolted, and it gives us blind, and this one, defeating a jolted target makes us amplified, so we're jolting them, and then we get the kill on them, so it's kind of goes back and forth with that, which is really nice. So again, we're using combination blow. I like storm grenade, but using the flux grenade deals a lot of damage if you can stick it on them. It doesn't have very good tracking ability. The pulse grenade is also good for just AoE damage. Skip grenade and arc bolt grenade are going to be able to track targets a little bit better. So we don't have to really worry about that. That's up to you guys for your grenade. But definitely try to get a shotgun with 1-2 punch. I like using the Risk Runner, but I am going to make another video of the Harlight. I think the Harlight's going to be definitely used a lot this time around as in this season. I'll explain more on that in another video. But guys, let's take a look at some gameplay. I'll show you guys some Gambit gameplay, and then I'll also run through the Legend Lost Sector today, which happens to be the Conflux. But again, this is a lot of fun. You just bouncing around, you're doing a lot of melee damage. It's really good. The super is strong, and you know, enough of me talking. Let's just get into some gameplay. Real quick before we hop into this Legend Lost Sector, guys, another really good thing about this Untitled shotgun that I've been using for a long time. You can see I got a level 65 on this, almost 66. Not only does it have subsistence, which is great for ad clearing with the shotgun, I used it a lot in the duality, has 1-2 punch, has some other good perks as well, but shotguns can stun unstoppable champions, and you don't have to like load it up or anything. You can just see that like right when I switch to it, unstoppable shot right away, so it's instant, so that's good. So really good for these Legend Lost sectors and, you know, nightfalls and stuff. It'll come in handy. Deals a lot of damage up close and personal, increases melee damage, and stuns champions. So pretty good weapon. If you guys don't already have it craftable, I do suggest doing that. Alright, let's hop into this Legend Lost sector and see what damage we can do with this build. Alright, we're not really going to be going for time on this, guys. We're just going to be going more for showing you exactly how this build works and kind of explaining it a little bit as well. So the goal is to dodge so we can get, again, I'll show you guys real quick, our lethal current. So once we dodge, this is going to allow our melee to one lunge, have an increased lunge range, jolts a target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blinds them. So this is going to do a lot for us, especially against this unstoppable champion. So we're going to go in for a dodge, we're going to shoot him, and then we're going to melee him, and we can follow it up with another shotgun shot and a cross counter, or we can just go straight into the cross counter. So let's go ahead and do that. Just remember, guys, this is solar burn, so this is a whole bunch of arc damage being dealt on a solar Legend Lost sector. So just imagine how much damage we'll be doing when we are on an arc lost sector. So you see we took out that unstoppable champion relatively easy, and then you can see how much survivability we have here. Even though we have pretty low health right now, as long as we land that cross counter here and there, we're going to get a health back. And we land a good roll and punch on that one and take out that barrier champion pretty quickly as well. So just a lot of good survivability because you're getting healed off of the combination blow melees like that one right there, and then also off of the cross counters when you follow up your melee with another melee attack, a light melee attack. But again, you can just be dodging around, having a combination blow ×3, which is giving you your max melee damage. Proccing this with 1-2 punch is just really, really good. Alright, I'll let you guys keep watching the rest of this, and then we'll hop into some Gambit gameplay just to see some more of that arc damage chain. Alright, now we got some Gambit gameplay. Just watching me run around, dodge non-stop. A whole bunch of damage just gets chained throughout all of these enemies. You can see how good this can be at out clearing, how well you can actually stay alive with this. Obviously, depending on the activity, you might not want to be super up close and personal. You got to be a little bit more strategic, but the arc damage just chained through all those enemies. We took those guys out, that group, and then we're gonna go to this other group over here. We just take them out so quickly. It's a lot of fun. I think this build's gonna be, you know, a lot of people will probably run this one. I think for the arc hunter, you're gonna see a lot of Start Eater Scales, Raiden Flux, and Liar's Handshake. I just think that's what's gonna be. I know some people think that Arc 3.0 is possibly a little bit lackluster. You know, you don't have that super dominance that you did with Solar, but that's pretty much because we had so much healing abilities on Solar 3.0, and so this is our best healing ability, plus it's a lot of fun to dodge around and just chain that lightning damage. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys all later on the next video.